time hearing the song was through Grant Green from the Latin Bit. I highly recommend that recording, the Latin Bit. If you don't already have it, I'll put a link in the comments or in the description. One of my favorite Grant Green albums. Django Reinhardt on electric guitar. I love that version too. And then Frank Sinatra's vocal version of it is wonderful. Les Paul, gosh, a lot of people have recorded this very unique song. And of course, Joe Beam, his version's beautiful. And then the melody, that's the intro. I'm going to teach you this. It's all written here on the tabs. Definitely get the tabs because that way you can follow along. The link is in the description. These are just my tabs here for your educational purposes only. So you can learn it with me, right? We're in the key of G. This is the key I like to do it in. You could do that vamp as long as you want, but typically it's done twice. It's like an 8-bar vamp as an intro and an interlude, okay? And definitely as an outro. So we're in the key of G. We've got this nice vamp. And it's on a G, it's the 5, sharp 5 to the 6. It's kind of a nice little cliche, very pretty. I'll play it slowly like this. Okay, I like to play it with fourths like this. And maybe I've got that from Grant Green or Django, or, I think it's pretty common. So I got A and D, and then you move it parallel, B flat and E flat, and then B and E. That's the top note that you're most concerned about because you could do it as octaves. Okay, and that's the intro. And the rhythm too. We do want to get this rhythmic hook. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 4. Okay. How's my sound, by the way? Can you guys hear me okay now? My speaking voice and Brazil, where hearts were entertaining June. We could do the swing. Stood beneath an amber moon and murmured someday softly soon. We kissed and clung together then. Tomorrow was another day. Each morning found us miles away, with still a million things to say. And now, as twilight dims the skies above, recall the feels of our love. There's one thing I'm certain of. Forgot some words. Return. I will to Brazil. Here's a melody. I didn't do a good job of singing. 3, 4, 1. C minor 6 there. Harmony. And now, as twilight dims the skies above, there's one thing return I will to Brazil. Something like that. I forget those words. They're really, really beautiful words. So, does anybody sing it? Anybody know it? Play it? Sing it already? I'm just going to show you my version. It'll be more. I'm just going to show you the instrumental version of it. You can also check it out in that Django fake book. That's kind of the version I'm basing off the changes. You could do it swing. You could do it as a bossa. I'll show it to you as a bossa. I like the quick change there. I like A minor 7, D7, A minor 7, D7, instead of just staying on A minor 7 for 2 bars. You could definitely do that. The term is harmonic rhythm. How fast do you want to change the chords? But I often like to have some movement like this. G major 7, 6, A minor 7. C minor 6. That's a borrowed 4 chord, the minor 4. Beautiful. Nice change of color there. But again, I was going G major 7, G major 6. This is always something I'm saying practically every lesson. Practice the 7 to the 6 movement to create that little, very subtle inner voice leading. You can do it quick like that, every 2 beats. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. That might be too extreme, so you might just do 1 measure. A minor 7, 6, C minor 6, D7, G. So that C minor 6 is a borrowed 4. You could think of it as A minor 7 flat 5. Same thing as a C minor 6. It's just nice to hear the C in the bass. That minor 4 has a little different color when you put that in the bass. And then it goes to the 5, D7, and then back to the 1, to the 2, 5, 1. Walk it down to the 6. This is important to understand how it works for soloing purposes, okay? That now we're on the 6, the E7. The 6 is not, the 6 is supposed to be minor, but this is the 6 dominant, which acts as a secondary dominant to the 2. So this is a 5 of the 2 essentially, but it's a 6, E7. And you want to do this walk down. And now we can get kind of a Spanish guitar style, F, E, F. But of course I like to do it here. 6. So E7, F6. Okay. So check out the chart there. That's where I wrote, what did I write? Oh, I wrote E, I wrote F7. You could do F7 or F6, your choice there. So I call this the B section here. And that little, you'll hear Django do that too. That's a cliche. That's a A minor sharp 5, A minor 6. And yes, it does mirror this, or mimic this rather. This is a G triad. This is the main hook, that riff, the motif. and then A minor. So you could do that and move it around. So it'd be, if you wanted to do a fourth, it would be like this. And then, so I'm just keeping that C note constant. So we have A minor, sharp 5, 6, and then C minor. As twilight dims the skies above. On that, I like to, I changed kind of how I like to do it. Now I like to do G/B with the major 7 because it sounds a little bit, I talked about this on my lesson the other day about wave. I love putting the third in the bass on a major 7. Listen to this. Oh, there's a big truck going by. It sounds a little bit darker versus just this. This is more resolved, G major 7. But when you put the third in the bass, it's darker. It's kind of coming more from a B minor 7, B minor 7, B minor 6, B minor with a flat 6. That equals G major 7. Here's G major 7 like this. If you're wondering, how do you do that? Here's G major 7 like this, with the third in the bass. So take this note, put it in the bass. Isn't that beautiful? It's darker. So listen to it coming from the minor 4, C minor. Now right here. You can do a diminished right here. The flat 3 dim to the 2, 5. And then now to the real 1, to the 2, and 5, 1. And listen to the inner voicing, the 7 to the 6. Da, 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 da. It's kind of hidden in there, but it's really sweet to have that little voice leading inside of the chord to just add that little bit of harmonic rhythm, the movement, okay? It's subtle, but those are some things that you'll hear on some really great arrangements, Frank Sinatra, whatever. I'm turned up just a little bit. And I'm plucking it with my first finger a little bit harder so I can bring it out in the voicing. See? Da, 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 swing. You can mix and match. We stood beneath an amber moon, murmured someday softly soon. We kissed and clung together then. Tomorrow was another day. Play the chords with me. Each mountain found us miles away. E7, and here's a fancy part. C minor 6 now. As twilight dims the skies above. See that? G/B, major 7. Recalling thrills of our love. There's one thing I'm certain of. Return. Get that voice leading. I will to Brazil. So that's how I like to usually play it, either as a swing or a bossa, almost a samba, because I like to feel it in 2. Like that feel. So, take it however you want to do it, swing or bossa. I do want to show you this one little fancy movement when I said this is the fancy part here. You could do it here. I'm talking about right after that B section, after that E7, F6, or you could do F7 if you want. Doesn't matter. F6 sounds great. The melody hangs a lot on this this E7. The note is here, D, so it's E7, F6. But it could be F. You could get bluesy if you want. So it's your choice because the melody's on the 6. But here's another cool chord movement that I was doing here. This is really nice, kind of a trick almost. You have an A minor. Oftentimes, I want you to try this with me. Here's A minor 7. Here's A minor 6. If you go one more, it's A minor flat 6. We know that again as F major 7 / A. It's a little bit darker, right? But it can be called as A minor flat 6. If you go one more, don't hurt yourself. That's the 5th. So check it out. You get this nice. See, and then if you get this, the root, and the 3rd, and the 5th, you get this. I love that. The cliche. Da, 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 da. It's very mysterious. Bond. James Bond. Kim. Tracy Kim. C minor. Really fun. Try it low. Try it high. So that's pretty much how I like to play the chords for this song. I do have a little chord melody arrangement too. If you're interested, definitely check that out on Patreon. And I'll repost that so it's available for all tiers on Patreon. And I'll post it with the sound slice practice video. So let's talk about the melody and play through that once. I think what I want to do is maybe just play the chords. I've got my electric today, obviously. So I'm going to just play the chords once and just loop it. So this is a good chance for you guys to practice with me. And type in the comments if you have any questions. And if you're enjoying this, I appreciate it. I've got my Boss RC something. Clear it. Hopefully it's all set and ready to go. Here we go. I'll do it swing. Oh, I think I messed up. I was doing the end of the song. Let's do that again. That was a fail. Lucky I'm not on a gig. It's good to sing the lyrics or to sing the tune. Let's try it again. I'm going to loop the intro. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little bit slower. So you can practice it with me. I'll do 8 bars. Ready? Brazil, Brazil. When hearts are entertaining June, stood beneath an amber moon and murmured someday softly soon. We kissed and clung together. It's a crazy form, actually. That's why it's good to know the tune and melody, sing it. Otherwise, if you're looping, ready? Here's that cliche. I better stop talking. Now, as twilight dims the skies above, I love that chord. Big calling thrills of our love. There's one thing I'm certain of. Return. A little passing chord. Will to Brazil. That's the loop. Okay, get ready. We're going to play the melody together right here. The harmony. Whammy. Right here. C minor. 6. That was fun. Let's do that again. The melody. Ready? Play along with me. I like to add these slurs in here. Hammers. Diminished stuff. Harmonic minor. Diminished. Cliche. Well, Eddie Van Halen. Never lose the melody. You gonna try it again? This is practicing. Let's do some soloing. G stuff. A minor stuff. D stuff. C minor. Melodic. G stuff. A minor. G. Walk down. A harmonic minor. Cliche. C minor. G. Penta. A minor. 2 5s. G. A minor. G. Let's take it out. Meaning, let's actually do the melody one more time for fun. Ready? I love Django. And here's that walk down. Right here. harmonic minor. That's A harmonic minor. A minor. Follow that cliche. C minor. That was B minor penta over the G. Diatonic. Sure. The major? Absolutely. Major scale, G major. Here we go. All key of G. C minor. Dorian. G major. Blues, pentatonics. So, done a lot about soloing ideas, just noodling around essentially. But, you know, it's nice to try to do it in real time and talk about it. The different concepts. Yukon, thanks for chiming in there. You're saying, how about the major scale? Sure, you know, that this progression is very diatonic. I would just want to catch those key changes, not key changes, but those key moments where it changes. And you got to catch that C minor. That's the minor 4 chord, the borrowed chord. So I would be thinking C Dorian or C melodic minor, maybe C minor blues, or do some arpeggios on that C minor, E flat major 7. You know, just coloring up that chord change, trying to be smooth with connecting the licks and ideas. The cliche, just doing A minor stuff. What else was I going to say? Is there any? Oh, the B section, this stuff. I got to talk about that for a second. Let me just loop that particularly, because that ties into one of my favorite soloing strategies. I always call it the caravan hack. Oh crap! Hold on, let me loop that again. The stool's up too high. So that movement there, what I was doing, I'm doing my favorite hack here. I call it the caravan hack. It's just taking the triad E and going up a half step to F. You get that beautiful Spanishy flavor. So on the chords, I was doing this, kind of like caravan. So that's caravan, but the trick is just to take an E triad and go up a half step and get an F triad, and just to connect them, so it becomes kind of a 6-note scale, which is 6 notes of the 7 notes of the A harmonic minor. Confused? Hit that E and do this. It's a beautiful sound to get on that part there. That's for those who are like, I don't know my A harmonic minor. I'm like, don't worry about it. If you know your E shape, you do that. If E shape here, E shape, you know, just know your chord shapes, and then you can do this hack, this trick, where you're going a half step above. I do it the Django method, I call it. The 2-finger, a la Django, this. And then we want to resolve it to A minor. And then there, I would just go to my, you know, A minor ideas, which check out on Patreon. I posted recently a lot of these connecting A minor 6 ideas, because I think of it as F sharp minor 7 flat 5 as well. It has a nice little routine. that I was demonstrating in the video. If you want to play, in kind of that style where you're playing a little bit more notey. But it's pretty fun to do that. So those are just some of my soloing tips and ideas. And you got an outro vamp. Django on his recording, he actually goes to the key of A flat. It's pretty hip. He modulates up a half step for his solo, but he plays a melody in the key of G. And then he goes up a half step and plays a solo in A flat. Well, hey, thanks for joining me today, you guys. I really appreciate it. Great to see you. We'll see you next time for the next stream, and have a great day. Cheers.